Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a mid-year reading check-in. We're going to talk about the best books that I've read this year, the most surprising books that I've read this year, the biggest disappointment, and what I'm excited to read for the second half of the year. What's coming out in the second half of the year that I'm excited to read. For the best books, it was really hard for me to pick just one. I haven't read anything so far this year that I'm like foaming at the mouth about, that I feel like insane, like you have to read this about, but I have read some stuff that I've really enjoyed and that have stuck with me in a different way than some of my other like best books. So let's talk about best books that I've read so far this year. And the first is Dopesick by Beth Macy. Some of you guys might know this, but I do really enjoy reading nonfiction, and my favorite kinds of nonfiction are like more journalistic nonfictions where it's like storytelling and not so much like dry facts. I do occasionally enjoy dry facts, but I like journalism stuff, and that is what Dopesick by Beth Macy is. This is dealers, doctors, and the drug company that addicted America. She went to the Appalachian area of the United States, and this is close to where I'm from, and she talked with lots of people. She talked with family members of people who are actively struggling with addiction, family members of people who have passed from, their struggles with addiction, and she talked to some people who are recovering as well. And this is really great, and it was just really interesting to hear these stories from people who have been or were, loved someone who is struggling with the opioid epidemic. So if you're interested in this topic at all, this is a great read. It reads more like stories about people who are struggling with this, and then she goes into the history a little bit, and it's really crazy because this started with like coal miners in West Virginia. They were going to the doctor for pain and then being given these drugs and then became addicted. And so because it started in the place in the United States where it started, no one took it seriously. And so now we have this huge problem that has spread all over the United States because it didn't happen in a big city. It just happened in a couple towns in Appalachia. Anyways, but this was really great. It was heartbreaking, it's devastating, but it was really informative. And I think that Beth Macy has a couple other books on this topic as well. And so I'm really excited to read those as well. But this was great. And I'm really, really lucky. I have a signed copy. Beth Macy came to the bookstore that I work at, and yeah, then I picked this up on a whim. I've been kind of curious about Beth Macy's books just because like she's kind of big in nonfiction, I think. And anyways, but this was really great. So if you're interested in this topic at all, I highly recommend Dopesick by Beth Macy. Second best book that I read this year. I think that this is this author's adult debut. They've written YA before, and this is a sci-fi. And I have not read anything by this author yet, but I think I'm gonna go back and read their very popular YA series. And that is Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. When I started this, I was like, I don't understand anything that's going on. I'm incredibly confused. And sometimes when that happens, I'll DNF a book because I'm like, well, if I'm confused now and it's 20% in, like this is not gonna get any better. But I decided to keep going, and I'm really glad that I did because this was really great. This was a lot of setup for what I think is gonna happen in book 2, but I really liked it. It was kind of slow and it felt meandering at times, but I just really enjoyed that. This felt like a really well thought out sci-fi, and it was almost like urban sci-fi. You know how there's like urban fantasy where it's like fantasy set in our world? This was kind of like sci-fi set in our world, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyways, this was great. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited for the next book in this series. I think it's gonna be a duology, but don't quote me. But this was my first Veronica Roth, and I think I'm gonna try the Divergent series. So if you read that and you loved it, let me know. But I really loved Seek the Traitor's Son by Veronica Roth. Okay, now, the next two best books are both lit fic, which is insane. Only one book on my best book of the year was a sci-fi fantasy, which is like my genre. My next best book so far of 2026 is Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. This book, and when I say best book, this book is not for everyone, okay? I could completely understand how this book is not for everyone, right? And honestly, like, when you talk about a book and you're like, I love this, but the subject matter is what this subject matter is, it's like, did you really like it? Like, did you like it? This was unsettling. It was unsettling, and it was weird, and it was very dry in a way that only Jennette McCurdy is dry, but I really enjoyed this. I think, there's a lot of, this story has been told several times, and I feel like it's been told by men. And so it was really nice to hear this story told by a woman. And I don't know, it was just, there was something about the ending of this that got me. This felt like the worst kind of girlhood. None of these sound like great things to say about this book, but this book has truly stuck with me. And sometimes I think about it and it's like, you know, it like gives me the chills because it's so, I don't know. Sometimes the best books you read are weird and strange, but also like they just hang around and stick with you. And I don't know, I guess I enjoyed this as much as you can enjoy a book like this. I don't know, it's hard to talk about books like this because like, yeah, they're disturbing. And like I said, they're unsettling. But this was great. Okay, and finally, last best book of 2026 is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I'm very lucky. Virginia Evans is a local author to me, and so I have a signed copy of this. This book has gone cuckoo bananas. I think it's having a movie made. This is Virginia Evans, I think it's her debut. Anne Patchett has blurbed the back. You know, like that's crazy. And this is an epistolary story, Sybil van Antwerp, and the letters that she wrote. And there's just something about this sort of format, this epistolary format that really gets me because number one, I am nosy. And this, like the format of this being letters and emails and things, really like, I felt like I was cleaning out this woman's house and I stumbled upon a box of all of her letters that she somehow managed to keep in chronological order. And then I read them all and, you know, you just learn something about people. I don't know, this was really great. I'm really excited for this to be a movie. I think it's gonna be great. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this. This was a good story. This is a good story. And the epistle, I think it's the epistolary nature of this that's really what got me. Because like I said, nosy. So biggest surprise books would be Dopesick and The Correspondent. I bought The Correspondent because like I said, Virginia Evans is a local author for me. She comes into the bookstore that I work at occasionally to sign books for us, and I've gotten to meet her very briefly, like a, oh, hey, you know, kind of situation. And it was a big surprise because number one, I'm not a lit fic person typically. And so normally when I read a lit fic, it's not one that I am like foaming at the mouth for. But there was just something about this one that got me. Like I remember listening to it and coming to the end and I was like, you know, starting to cry a little bit. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it that really got me. And then the other biggest surprise was Dopesick by Beth Macy. I knew that I would enjoy it, but I didn't know how good of a writer Beth Macy was and how like compelling the stories that she put together would be. So I think those two were my biggest surprises. I really enjoyed both of those. And another big surprise is that one's nonfiction and one is lit fic. So, you know, not typically my genre. Okay, now, biggest disappointment. This comes with several caveats, okay? This is a book in a series and it just came out this year. There's 8 books in the series so far. Some of you already know where this is going. And I would just like to say this is my opinion, okay? And I'm not saying that this is a bad book. I quite enjoyed this book, but there was just something about it that didn't connect with me. And that is A Parade of Horribles by Matt Dinniman. And like I said, I enjoyed this. I read the whole thing. I am gonna continue the series, but I just, like, I couldn't wrap my head around the first 80% with the like Heat style, Mario Kart style game mechanics. And also, I don't know what it is, but I don't like Mario. Mario pisses me off. Mario Kart pisses me off. The only thing that I kind of like is Mario Party, and even that still pisses me off. So yeah, and so then my husband, Richard, if you're watching this, he read it before me and he kind of spoiled that it was like a Mario Kart kind of vibe. And that immediately, like, I was like, oh, that's so lame. I hate Mario Kart. Like, I don't like it. So anyway, so the first 80% of this, I was like just struggling to get through, like not fully understanding the game mechanics, not fully understanding like what was going on. I'm really bummed about Katya leaving. I don't know. And so this one, and also, this is the other part, is that I reread all 7 books prior to reading this. And, you know, when you come off of the high of book 6 and book 7, it's almost impossible, I think, to follow that up with something amazing. Now, I will say the last 20% of this book, off the charts, insanity, and that really brought it back for me because that's what I've come to know and expect from Matt Dinniman. But this, like, I don't know, the first 80% felt, I don't know, it just didn't click with me. It just didn't click, and that's okay. I still really enjoyed the ending, and the ending was insane, and I did enjoy this. So it's just disappointing in that it's not what I wanted. And if you ask me what I wanted, the answer is I don't know, but it wasn't this, so do with that what you will. I am really excited to have a signed copy of this. I pre-ordered it from a bookstore that I think he works with to do signed copies. But yes, so this was great. I loved it, but also it was kind of disappointing for me personally. So Matt Dinniman stands, don't come for me in the comments. Or I don't know, perhaps do come for me because all engagement is the same. Reading goal, where am I at? I do this every year and I don't think that I did a beginning of the year video about this, but every year I tell myself I'm gonna read 50 books. If I read more, great. If I read less, great. Who cares? It's just like this is about 2 books per month, roughly. And I feel like it's a good round number. I am at 49 or 48 books, so doing great on my goal. Another goal that I typically set for myself is to read more nonfiction or to read something that I wouldn't normally pick up. And I've done okay on that this year. I have read a little bit of nonfiction, but not nearly as much as I usually do. I think I've only read 2 nonfiction books this year. Normally I read roughly about one a month. And I try to like just divvy it up with what I'm reading. So like I'll read a sci-fi fantasy and then maybe I'll read a romance and then I'll read a nonfiction. You know, that's how I sort of stave off like a reading slump. But I feel like I kind of have been a little bit in a reading slump, and I think it's because I read all 8 Matt Dinniman books back to back. And there's no coming back from that. In fact, reading that kind of shit over and over again changes your brain chemistry. So great on my reading goals. I do want to read some more nonfiction. I have several nonfiction books on my TBR. They're all Mary Roach. Anyways, so goals for the second half of the year: to read more nonfiction, to hit 50 books, and I would like to read more books off of my TBR, which that is going really well. I've read 3 books on my TBR this weekend. I read Stiff by Mary Roach. I read A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova, and I'm almost done with A Dance with the Fae Prince by Elise Kova. And both of those are on my physical TBR, so go me. Okay, now, what I'm looking forward to for the second half of the year. I have a big list, okay? Number 1, and I believe coming out next month, is the sequel to The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. I'm gonna put a picture here. I can't. The title is insane and I can't remember what it is. I have the arc downstairs. I'm reading it right now. It's so funny and cute, and I'm just excited to be back there. I am also really looking forward to Kiss Slay Replay by Rachel Harrison. That's gonna be my beach read next week. I'm gonna take it with me, and I will be having a little summer ween on the beach reading that book. I'm also very excited about Taipe Story by R.F. Kuang. You can see, I think my R.F. Kuang books are right there. I am cautiously excited because I didn't like Calabasas. I never finished Calabasas. It just wasn't for me. And so I'm cautiously excited. I am also really excited for A Vow of Eternal Night. I can't remember the author's name, but she's very popular on TikTok. And I think she might also have a YouTube channel. Her name's Lily, I believe. She's Australian. It was published in Australia and possibly the UK. And now we're finally getting it here. I have the digital arc. I'm so excited. That might also be another good beach read because I'm just really excited about that. I've loved seeing her like talk about it. So just excited to read that. Also, Rising Thunder by Neal Shusterman, a prequel series for the Arc of Asai series. Very excited for that. I just downloaded the digital version. Super stoked to read that. Call Me Traitor, or it might be Call Me a Traitor by Everina Maxwell. I love Everina Maxwell books. Very excited that she's writing a new one. I can't wait to read. I'm very excited to read Hollywood Ending by John Green. It's his adult debut. I don't know what to expect. Just excited to read it. Time to Play by Erin Ampersand. That is blurbed by Matt Dinniman. I'm very excited to read that. Might also take to the beach. I will not be reading all 3 of these books at the beach, but I will try. Few more. I'm really excited about A Snake Among Swans by Hannah Kaner, Scion by Jeff Islington, Tempest by Victoria Aveyard. I haven't read any other Victoria Aveyard, but you know, everybody's been so stoked about it. I too love a pirate story, so here we are. And finally, I'm excited for The Knave and the Moon by Rachel Gillig. That's what I'm excited for. That's our mid-year reading check-in. Let me know what you've been reading in the comments. Let me know your thoughts if you've read any of these books and what you think. I'm kind of curious to hear what people think about my finding A Parade of Horribles disappointing, but like disappointing in a really mild way. Like, I don't know how to explain that it was disappointing, but I also loved it at the same time. I don't know. I contain multitudes. It's both and. It's both things. I'll see you in the next one. And okay, bye.